Welcome to your free video lesson from TeachUComp Incorporated. Be sure to check out your exclusive discount offer at the end of your free lesson.
Traditional HTML coding limits the display potential of web page content. You can use Cascading Style Sheets, or CSS, to gain more control over the appearance of web page content, such as the font used, its size, character spacing, and precise positioning of page elements in a way that's much more consistently rendered across computer platforms. Initially, coding Cascading Style Sheets was far more complicated than coding HTML, which was an initial drawback to using the technology. However, Dreamweaver makes using CSS easy without having to understand the intricate coding used. At its most basic level, a cascading style sheet is basically a list of rules defined in HTML of how page elements should be interpreted by web browsers. HTML already contains its own set of standard rules of behavior and web page content interpretation, but you can neither see these rules nor can you edit them. You use cascading style sheets to create and apply your own set of rules, which then override the standard HTML rules when rendering certain web elements. Other than its ability to render web elements with a much higher level of accuracy than traditional HTML styles, CSS also allows you to apply the same CSS styles you create to as many web elements on a page or throughout the entire website as you want. You can then change the definition of the style you applied in the cascading style sheet itself to have the change appear immediately in all the web page elements to which the style was applied. For example, you could create a headline style using CSS and define it as appearing as bold, blue, and center aligned. You could then apply that style to every headline on every page in your website. This initially saves you time, since instead of having to perform 3 actions for every headline selected in your website, bolding it, turning the text blue, and centering it, you'll simply select the headline and then apply the custom CSS style to the text. This then becomes even more useful later when you decide one day to change all of your headlines to purple instead of blue. Rather than change every instance of the headline throughout your website, which is what you'd have to do with traditional HTML styles, you can simply redefine the heading style definition within the cascading style sheet as being purple instead of blue, and then all of the headlines to which that style was applied would change at once. So there are 2 types of cascading style sheets which you can create: internal and external. An internal style sheet stores its CSS styles within the actual HTML code of the web page in which the style will be used, and those styles will be applied only to that page. An external style sheet is a separate file in which you create and define the CSS styles which you will use. This file is saved separately from any web page which will use its defined styles. You then create a link to the external cascading style sheet within the web page in which you want to make use of the CSS styles. This way you can apply styles listed in the linked style sheet file to many different web pages. This allows you to change the defined styles within the external cascading style sheet to apply the changes to any linked files. Other than the way in which you create an external versus an internal style sheet, they're the exact same thing, and you define the styles contained within the cascading style sheet in the same manner. Within a cascading style sheet, there are also 3 different types of styles which you can create: class, tag, or advanced, which is also called selector. When you create your own custom styles in a style sheet, such as the headline style example we discussed earlier, these are called classes within the lingo of cascading style sheets. When you define a custom style, you assign it a name, which you then use to apply the style to any web element you want. Creating a custom class is like creating a new HTML tag with rules of behavior and browser interpretation that you create. You can create the tag styles in a cascading style sheet to redefine the interpretation of existing HTML tags within a browser. When you create a tag style, you're simply changing the existing HTML rules of how that tag should be displayed within a web page. And this allows you to redefine an existing HTML tag, such as the B or bold tag, for example. After you redefine the tag, all of the web elements already formatted using that tag will automatically change to reflect your new definition of the tag's display within the browsers. You can create an advanced or selector style to control the appearance of hyperlinks in a web page using cascading style sheets. This allows you to determine how the appearance of hyperlinks will display when the user interacts with them, such as clicking on the hyperlink or hovering their mouse pointer over the hyperlink. And next we'll look at creating CSS styles.
Thank you. We hope you enjoyed your free video lesson from TeachUComp Incorporated. Like what you see? Pick up your copy of our complete tutorial today and be sure to visit us at www.teachucomp.com/YouTube for your special bonus offer. Our complete tutorial featuring introductory through advanced material is available on CD-ROM or digital download. You will receive our high-quality video lessons plus printable instruction manuals in one easy-to-use training package. With over 24 titles to choose from, you'll be sure to find the training you need in Microsoft Office, QuickBooks, Photoshop, and much more. Visit us today.